What's going on, family and friends? Welcome back to My Thoughts Uncut. I'm your host, Terrence Manning. We got a crazy one for you today. We're going to talk about Chicago. Yes, protests in Chicago, suburban women getting arrested, and also a judge ruling on when and how ICE agents can use tear gas. Let's take a look.
Now, a judge in the Windy City making it harder for ICE officers to use tear gas. That ruling prompting a strong rebuke from DHS. Mike Tobin, if it's Friday, he's in Broadview, Illinois, west of Chicago. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, good morning, Bill. The Friday demo seems to get a little smaller every week. Right now, you've got about as many police officers as you do protesters. And this comes just a day after U.S. District Judge Sarah Ellis essentially extended that temporary restraining order and added one element that federal agents are required to wear body cameras while on the job.
I'm not opposed to them wearing body cameras on the job. You want to see what's going on? You want to make sure they're doing their job correctly? I'm all for it. Local police officers do it, and other agencies federally, they do it too.
Chicagoland. Agents are restricted from using munitions like gas and pepper balls unless threatened. And
gas and pepper balls you are not allowed to use. Come on, you as a judge, you can't authorize that kind of ruling. They have their own standard of operation procedure, which is the SOP. They use these different tactics to stop these protesters and individuals that they're trying to detain, illegal immigrants, from harming others and getting away. And these are less than lethal tactics that they're using. They're not using their actual firearms unless it's deemed necessary. So for this judge to rule on that, absurd.
They're required to agents are restricted from using munitions like gas and pepper balls unless threatened, and they're required to give 2 warnings before deploying crowd control weapons. The new injunction lasts until Judge Ellis rules on the suit brought by the journalist group, the Chicago Headline Club, seeking to ban riot control weapons altogether.
So you mean to tell me these ICE agents have to give 2 warnings before the gas is ejected? Like, how is this judge? She might as well just run the ICE agent. She might as well just be the director of ICE. If that's the case, she might as well just put her gavel down, put her career off to the side, and become an ICE agent and become the director. And then you can lead these people the way you see fit. Because I don't know how a judge is able to dictate how and when ICE agents are able to use the force that they've been trained to use, and how you're going to tell them when to use it and how many warnings they are allowed to give. This is ridiculous.
DHS Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs Tricia McLaughlin wrote, this injunction is an extreme act by an activist judge that risks the lives and livelihoods of law enforcement officers. Meantime, Chicago's mayor delivered a scolding for an ICE enforcement that went into a Spanish immersion preschool a little west of Wrigley Field.
Entered a daycare. They went inside of a preschool. They tore a teacher out of a classroom in front of their children. That video shocked the conscience of every single Chicagoan across our beloved city.
He's not being truthful. There are more details in that, and I actually have a video that I have that you can check out about that, but he's not being completely honest about this.
Now, the mayor didn't have all his facts right. The woman was pulled from a vestibule in the front of the school, not a classroom. According to DHS, she was the target of a traffic stop. A man was driving. She worked at that school. She drove there, then ran inside with the man. Agents went after them. The woman is Diana Gallo. DHS says she entered the U.S. illegally from Colombia in 2023. She got a work permit which stipulated she cannot break the law. She sent for her kids who entered illegally last month, and therefore she broke the law, and that's why ICE agents were after her.
You see what I mean? You see how they just leave out the major details? She has a work permit, which means you can't break the law. What does she do? She has her kids illegally come into the United States, which is breaking the law. Now she has to get deported back to her home country along with her kids. So don't let these politicians, these mayors fool you. They purposely deceive you guys. We're going to take a look at these suburban moms who got arrested for protesting.
Tanya, a group of 14 suburban moms, as they call themselves, were arrested a short time ago outside the Broadview ICE facility here after sitting in a circle blocking the middle of this road where Cook County Sheriff deputies, you can see, are standing right now as a symbol
Are they
of
playing
civil
music?
disobedience. Take a look at this video. These are moms from across the western suburbs, they say, and they're demanding an end to the campaign of chaos. That's how they describe DHS's Operation Midway Blitz immigration enforcement. Protesters say they're enraged by the terror being inflicted upon their communities, and their friends, relatives, caregivers, and neighbors are living in fear.
These suburban moms, 14 of them, 14 or 15 of them, they literally have no lives. And or their kids are being babysat or watched by these illegal immigrants that are here in these daycares, and that's why they have a problem with it. But what are you doing? You're blocking a street. You're gonna get arrested for that. You're not getting arrested because you're protesting. You're getting arrested because you're impeding traffic. That's why you're getting arrested, idiots.
So these moms tell us they want to amplify what's happening throughout the Chicagoland area and mobilize their community to stand with immigrant families.
Is worse than you can imagine on the streets right now, and it is because of the federal immigration enforcement that we're seeing every day. And our communities are living in abject fear, and it's time for people that look like us to take a stand and put our own physical bodies in front of those bodies.
This woman's dumb. What are you accomplishing by blocking traffic and holding hands? You're in the middle of the street blocking traffic. What are you accomplishing? These people do this all the time. They're protesting almost on a daily basis. It starts to get numb. You're going to get arrested. No one's going to care about you. Now you got a record on your hands. You got a record on your hands. And you spent time in jail. Who wants to spend time in jail? I want to spend 0 seconds in jail. That's my goal. These women are just dumb. These liberal women make no sense. What are you accomplishing? Man, go home, go exercise, go to the movies, go do something productive with your community. You know what? If you want to protest, why don't you protest the crime in Chicago? Why don't you protest the drug use and the drug violence in Chicago, the drug dealers in Chicago, the young men who are committing these crimes in Chicago? Why don't you protest those things? Why are you protesting this stupid thing here where this woman is illegally allowing her kids to come in and now she has to go home with them? So you're protesting for illegal activity. Are you stupid? Let's take a look at another video.
Right now, protesters return to the ICE facility in suburban Broadview after a high-profile incident at a Chicago daycare center this week. Our Noel Brennan there on the scene. Quieter now, Noel, I assume, in contrast to this morning.
Yeah, Marie, still maybe about 20 or so protesters out here, but definitely different from what we saw this morning. The Cook County Sheriff's Office says as of 4 o'clock this afternoon, 15 people had been arrested. These suburban moms
15
staged
idiots.
a sit-in protest right in the middle of the street. The moms sit in a circle and hold hands, chanting in peaceful protest. Sheriff's police move in quickly, helping each of them to their feet before arresting them. A group called Resist and Repeat took credit for this morning's sit-in protest. On Instagram, the group says it's made up of, quote, suburban moms and women channeling alarm into action to protest what's happening in our communities and here at Broadview. The group says 15 moms involved in the protest were arrested. It comes just 2 days after ICE detained a daycare teacher on the north side. The arrest happened at Rayito del Sol, a Spanish immersion daycare in North Center, right as parents dropped off their kids.
And that's what the issue is. They're upset because now they got to find a different daycare for their kids to be watched. That's what this is. And they're bored. These moms don't have anything going for themselves. Are their kids out the home? Some of these moms don't have kids. Some of the moms do have kids. But one thing for certain, they're bored out of their minds. Do they not work? Like, are they just planning these things and watching social media so they can just, oh, let's go there and let's go have a protest and get arrested. What, like I said before, if they're about resistance, why don't you resist crime? Why don't you resist violent crime, crime against women, crime against children? This all happens in Chicago. Black on black crime, this happens in Chicago. It's freaking called Chirac for a reason. These groups are just pathetic because they're not for the American people. They're against police officers and law enforcement. And it's just sad to see this. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Appreciate you. Peace.